Hello, my name is Kim Fredrickson, marriage and family therapist, author, and pulmonary fibrosis patient. I write a weekly patient blog for Pulmonary Fibrosis News, and it is my pleasure to talk with you today via Facebook Live. I would love it if you could say hello in the comments below to let me know that you're here. So say hello whether you're watching live or whether you're watching later. Well, I was diagnosed with pulmonary fibrosis 2.5 years ago, and so I am right in the struggle with you. I was forced to retire from my private practice of 30 years as a marriage and family therapist a while ago, and I've missed being able to reach out to others in person. So it is so fun for me to be able to do so again through Facebook Live. Hi, James. Hi, Pulmonary Fibrosis News. Well, today I'll be sharing ways to be a good friend to yourself as you navigate this PF journey. There are so many things that we can't control when you have pulmonary fibrosis. But one thing we can control is being a kind and compassionate friend to yourself along the way. Now, the reality is, honestly, that there aren't many people who really understand what it's like to have pulmonary fibrosis. But you and I do, and we can support one another. Your loved ones and healthcare professionals are welcome here too. Well, I would love you to share your input in the comments below, either now or later, so that we can interact with each other, and I will respond to every single one after we're done. Well, being diagnosed with pulmonary fibrosis is not for the faint of heart. It's a rough road full of fears, losses, and unknowns. And being a good friend to yourself makes all the difference in the world. And each of our stories are very unique, I know. Well, I was diagnosed 2.5 years ago as a rare complication from chemotherapy and radiation treatment for breast cancer. And boy, what a double whammy that was. Within 2 months, I was on oxygen, and currently I'm using 7.5 liters per minute, 24/7. I have found that being a good friend to myself on this journey has made a huge difference to me personally. It eases the losses and the fears that I have as I experience treating myself with the kindness and compassion that I would give a friend. Well, I have a lot that I could share with you today about being a good friend to yourself on this PF journey. For starters, I just encourage you to be kind to yourself about the ways that you are personally struggling with pulmonary fibrosis. The reality is, honestly, that it's indescribably difficult to adjust to so many things at once. After you've been diagnosed with a terminal illness, there is shock, disbelief, anger, grief, fears, and lots of ups and downs, just to name a few. I feel like I got signed up for this club without my permission, and I know that you understand that. Having to go through tests and dealing with medical professionals, having to tell your family, stopping work, getting used to oxygen, and facing a foreshortened future feels like so much, like sometimes it's just too much to handle. So what I want to say to you is, you have really good reasons why you're struggling. You and I just got strapped into a roller coaster ride that we didn't even get in line for. So please don't get down on yourself for feeling exhausted, for being afraid, or being overwhelmed, for a lot of other things. Because see, yours and my struggles are normal. We are normal. We just aren't in a normal situation. It's common to get down on yourself for feeling discouraged, scared, angry, resentful, or feel like you're just not handling things right. Like, who even knows what that is? Certainly not me. So for me, the grief and the overwhelming feelings were the worst, especially in the first 6 months. I now have periods of feeling more even-keeled, and then I have periods where I'm absolutely not, especially when my lungs have worsened and I have to adjust emotionally and physically all over again. For me, it is cyclical, adjusting to my new normal, doing what I can do, and enjoying the life that I do have right now. I realize that we are all so different, and we are all experiencing pulmonary fibrosis in different ways, at different stages. So allow yourself to be kind to yourself just right where you are, no matter what that is. So I have 2 tips to help you be a friend to yourself on this journey. The first one is, tip number 1, talk to yourself with kindness and compassion. So next time that you're struggling, maybe even like right now, here's a way to talk to yourself with compassion about what you're going through. So here's an example. I'll start by being down on myself at first, and then I'll treat myself kindly, talk to myself kindly. Okay, so I'm so discouraged. I don't want to get out of bed. What good does it even do to go to these doctors or take these pills or do these tests and all the things that they're telling me to do? I have a terminal illness. How am I supposed to go on? What good does any of this do? Why aren't I handling this better? I feel like a mess, and I'm sure other people are handling this way better than I am. Okay, wait. You know what? I'm not going to get down on myself for struggling. I'm not going to get down on myself for the state I'm in. The reality is I'm going through an indescribably difficult time. I'm doing the best that I can to cope. Anyone in my situation would be struggling. Rather than be mean to myself, I want to learn to be kind to myself, no matter what I'm thinking or feeling. I want to be a good friend to myself as I go through each step of this unwanted journey. For starters, there are a lot of things I'm doing right. I'm here listening to this talk, I'm carrying on the best that I can, and I'm trying to face the reality of my diagnosis by making healthy choices, and I'm reaching out for help. I think instead of being mean to myself, I'll be kind to myself right now and just take whatever the next step is. I'm so glad I've decided to be a good friend to myself. So notice what it's like to talk to yourself in that kind way. So that was tip number 1. Tip number 2 is, as you're able, live the life that you have to the fullest. Don't let your diagnosis rob you of now. Don't let your fear of the future rob you of now. Soak in the good and the beauty and the wonder of that's right here in front of you. And related to this, I actually have a blog post coming out tomorrow on Pulmonary Fibrosis News. Hi, Maddie. pulmonaryfibrosisnews.com called The Power of Gratitude, Every Day a Gift as a Pulmonary Fibrosis Patient. I hope you will read it, some because of the words I share, but also because of the 6-minute video that I'm including in the post that a friend shared with me, and it really touched me. I don't want to give too much away, but it helped me be aware of the sacredness and importance of each moment and each day that I have. It helped counter what I'm also aware of all the time, which is all the days that I won't have. So please hop over to pulmonaryfibrosisnews.com tomorrow to read this post and see this amazing video. So I'm really, really glad that you joined me today, and I hope this has been an encouragement to you as I shared 2 tips. 1, talk to yourself with kindness and compassion. Replace your negative self-talk with kind and compassionate words. And 2, as you're able, Live the life that you have to the fullest. Don't let your diagnosis rob you of now. Don't let your fear of the future rob you of now. Soak in the good and the beauty and the wonder that is before you now. So please leave your comments below and share on your page so that others can benefit. And I'd also love you have to share below your own tips on being a good friend to yourself on this pulmonary fibrosis journey. It's something we can all learn from each other. And also let me know if there's any topics that you'd like me to cover, either live or on my blog, because I would love to interact with you that way. So we are not meant to do this alone. It's way too big to do alone. And so this Facebook page, as well as pulmonaryfibrosisnews.com, are absolutely wonderful places to get the latest information and research and support for both ourselves and those who support us. So bye for now. I'm so glad that you could join me. I could see a lot of people are here today. And so thanks for being here, and we'll talk again soon. All righty. Bye-bye.